Hey folks, welcome to golocoguides, the unofficial channel for all things related to the Local Guides program. You're watching an edited version of a live stream that took place in Lucca, Italy during EuroMeetup2025. There were some issues at the start, so unfortunately I don't have any recordings of the welcome speech by Luigi, and we're halfway through the speech from the guest of honor, Remo Santini, the Lucca City Council member responsible for tourism. So I do apologize for that, but I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video.
Were seen first through the eyes of another Lucchese monument, Giacomo Puccini, then from the point of view of architecture and history, by bicycle and on foot. The city visited on the intricate routes of the streets of the historic center and observed from the top of the civic towers. In short, we hope to have solicited new dreams and curiosities for our city, and to be able to count on the contributions of local guides to pass them on to those who have not yet visited us or to choose who are organizing to do so.
Thank you very much.
You
Beautiful
understand?
words.
You
Yes,
understand?
yes, definitely yes. So beautiful words. So now that Remo made this nice description of our beautiful city, as many of you have acknowledged, I would like to give the words to Ermes, because we have a few questions asking the relation with the Office of Tourism, Google Maps and local guides. Of course, as responsible for the Office of Tourism, we would like to know what's the connection as a tourist point of view with the Google Maps and local guides. I give the words to Ermes, who has a few questions for Remo.
So first of all, we have to say we promised something to you guys before. So raise your hand and welcome Julie. First of all, no, you have to no. You have to come here because we are not here for them. You have just to say hello to these people.
Hello. They are saying hello you on the chat. We have connected other local guides.
Here.
In front of the camera. So whatever camera you want.
Just to say hello. We know you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can say, wow. Okay. And now go back to work quickly because we don't want to lose time to people. So first of all, I want to inform you that a few days ago, I wanted to share with the counselor a couple of videos that are highlighting the activities of, let's say, some unconventional activity of some local guide. Okay, the two videos that I wanted to share, and if you want to see them, if you haven't seen them, you can ask me later. I mean, we're not going to start the video now, right, live. We don't have enough time. The first one is about one person that is sitting here around, Mr. Marco. And, sorry. Yeah, I have not to move right now. Okay, Marco is perfectly show how the local guide can highlight the territory around the world. And the job that he's doing in Maddalena, just filming, was featured by Google just in Naples because they wanted to show how we can do that. So that we know the local guide is mostly for photo review, but there is also some strange people that do something weird. The second one is about not directly myself, but the people that wanted to work with me, and it is part of my history of the local guide, of being local guide. When we had a big earthquake in Lucca, and the community of local guide moves to help the people with our tools, with our ability to manage Google Maps, to do something to help the people in a terrible situation of the earthquake. And we did it probably well because Google wanted to send a team from New York to film us and to tell our story. And if you have seen the video, it is very scaring. So, well, we don't have time for the video. But what I want to ask you first is, local guides are universal now, especially for photos and reviews. All the business, everyone knows this. This suggests that their role is mainly linked to commercial activities. But we don't have only commercial activity. A lot of them also love to contribute in territory, culture, we visited the museum, we visited the garden. In fact, in a lot of videos, you can see a deep relationship between local guides and territory. Thinking about this, how do you see our role, the roles of the local guides in your city?
I think the role of Google Local Guides is certainly important. A bottom source contributions, as in the style of the web, without filters, other than those of other guides who can argue and possibly correct inaccurate information, thus avoiding the ugly habit of false or destructive reviews. It is a way of participating in the narration of territories that certainly adds value to the work we do as an office and makes it immediately usable, contributes to creating a family atmosphere in the area of Lucca.
Thank you. Yeah, I think this is important, and I see that a lot of people here is saying yes.
Yes.
This is what we love to do, and guys, this is why you're here today. I mean, you're not here casually.
I hope you understand me.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah. Well, as you may have seen from the video that we share with you, local guys are also contributing in some other way. For example, again, Marco, that is one of the champions. Together with me, we added all around the world more than 200,000 roads in Google Maps. And this is not just days. Or people is adding, like him, street view for tourists in Maddalena to map and to give the possibility to the people to see how the place is. We were talking minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's not written here, but about the botanical garden and the possibility to improve the information in the botanical garden. Just
it's very important for us.
Entries. So, do you know you're already about this activity that Local Guides does?
Yes. And we also
It's not a surprise.
Yes, and we also contribute through the employers of the Tourist Information Office, who are themselves local guides, and contribute to add useful information, mostly on the highlights of the town, editing, the opening times of museum, information office, and others. We are also users of the service in the promotional material of the exhibition of the history of Lucca walls set up in the basement of the Santa Croce Bastion over there.
Yes.
You see? You like that?
Did you like the underground of the walls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have included where we have included a QR code with the location of the attraction on Gmaps to enable interest parties to easily find their way.
That's incredible. That's very helpful. And yeah, speaking about road, just we are talking about geolocalization in Google Maps. Well, do you know that there is also a program, we spoke again minutes ago about this, that enabled public administration directly to interact with Google Maps to add roads, pathway, mark them as closed because you have an amount or because it happened. And this can be done directly by the public administration by uploading the data in Google Maps. And I tell you, as I show you in the example, in 2 days, I added all the pathway in the Bologna municipality in the Sibillini Park, in the Sibillini National Park, 48 hours. And everything was there because the municipality provided information to us, and we added them to Google Maps with their permission, of course. Did you know already about this feature?
We have already collaborated in the past with the coordination of the Tuscan region to map the Via Francigena on Google.
Oh, that's great.
After the pandemic, there is a great demand for cultural and naturalistic routes and itineraries in the area. And as an administration, we are already working with other tools for the dissemination of routes, for example, of Romanesque architecture, historical paths, nature trails, and routes linked, for example, to the place of Giacomo Puccini and other testimonials of the area. Certainly, Google Maps can be a very useful tool for the condivision of these routes, considering also the heritage in terms of service, timetables, offers along the way already available to the user, whether a citizen or a tourist.
Wow. So I don't know what to ask. He knows already everything, and this is wonderful, guys. Because
office say everything, and
yes, but this is,
me too.
I have to tell you that this is not really common in public administration.
Yeah.
I know a few public administration that are doing this very, very well, but not all of them. So, thinking about this, what is the advice that you can give us as a local guide to better help from the point of view of, well, from the point of view of a business, I would say, but in this case, it's a public business, it's a public administration. But from your point of view, not only how do you feel about us, you told this already to us, but what do you suggest us to do this better, to improve our way to contribute?
I think you know your job very well. E ora qui parlo un pochino italiano, mi traduci. C'è sicuramente bisogno di voi, bisogna aprirci a tutti i canali possibili e immaginabili per rendere più fruibile la nostra città.
Yeah, we are very needed, and we need to open to all channels, all type of channels, to make the city more accessible everywhere.
Capisco, ad esempio, in questi giorni, quando è uscita la notizia sui giornali che eravate qui, qualche guida locale ha detto: ma chi sono? Cosa vengono a fare? Ci rubano il lavoro.
A few days ago, there was an article on the local regional newspaper, and then some guides, not local guides, some guides, they asked who they are. There is this group of local guides here in Lucca. They didn't know.
Esatto. E noi crediamo che ci sia spazio per tutti, perché voi fate un servizio diverso rispetto a quello che fanno le guide locali, e sono due ruoli che si diciamo sommano e si intersecano e ci danno modo di offrire informazioni a tutto tondo e moderne a chi visita questa città.
Yeah, they believe there is space for everyone, and what we do is something special and different, and it's just going side by side with all the other type of guide or whatever. It's helping to know the city and get the city accessible to everybody.
So good job, good stay. We love Lucca. I think you love Lucca too.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we thank you. Yeah.
There's a gift for you over there. Antonella can give you. Okay. It's little but with sentiment. Okay.
Thank you very much. So we thank you very much. We thank you very much, Remo, that's the responsible of the office stories. Of course, if he would like to stay, but I already know he has some other appointments later, so at a certain moment he will leave our session. So again, thank you very much for being here with us, and thank you for all the work they have done with office tourism to, of course, welcome us and make us this tour we have been doing in those last 2 days. Now, well, you know, also remotely, people are increasing. Nice to see. Hello. So you have seen that it's not anymore a surprise, especially the guys, the local guys which are over here, which they got this surprise at the dinner yesterday. So we just make a big announcement. So we have here with us Julie, program manager of the Local Guides program, which she flew directly from Google New York to meet us. Come, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Oh, do I use that?
No,
No, thank you. Well, hello everyone again. Thank you, Luigi.
More than welcome. So it's a great pleasure having you here. So very, very great pleasure. We just met each other last month, but
I see this guy more than my family. So.
in New York, and then after 1 month we meet in Lucca. So we exchange our cities. So, so I know everybody would like to ask something to Julie. That's also remotely. I'm sure there will be a lot of questions. Maybe later we will do. We have a few minutes to make some questions directly to Julie, so Julie can answer as far as she can.
As much
do.
as I can.
So, but just one simple question. I know many people already know you, but how about introducing yourself, just telling us a little bit of yourself?
Yes. So, well, first, I want to thank you, both of you, for allowing me to be there today, because this is not a Google event per se. So I'm here as a guest. I'm one of you, and I'm really impressed, like always, to see what you are able to achieve. So congratulations to both of you. And I love this tradition of having this happening every year, and it's really a great pleasure for me to be here. So thank you.
Thank you.
To answer your question, so very quickly, so you said I'm the program manager working on the community management aspect of the Local Guides program. In New York, I've been in this role for a little bit under 2 years now, so still pretty new. I'm French, so actually coming back to Europe is also always a huge pleasure for me. So I'm happy to be there. And yes, I've been in New York for about 10 years, and I am working for Google since 2017 or something like that. I stopped counting at some point. So it's been a while, and across a variety of products. So from Google News to Google Ads to Waze even, so competition there a little bit. And now I'm with Google Maps, and I must say it's been a great experience. So that's it.
Thank you.
So this is where I have to pause the video for a while and explain that there were certain things mentioned in the next part that were a little bit too personal, so I offered to remove them, and we'll have to jump to the next part.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think now we have a few questions for you. So if you can come.
Yeah. Have a seat, please.
So we are concerned that we can match
The
everyone.
list is long.
Yeah, but
Okay.
so we would like to ask you a few questions. Yeah. L'assessore a cosa se ne va? Perché volevo fare una foto. No, sta pure a fumare.
Okay. So
Okay, yeah. I just ask you because, of course, before if the responsible of the tourism we will leave, I would like to make a selfie, of course, you know.
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Also because I have to tell you one secret.
Let's go on with the questions.
We made a long list of questions for her.
Yeah,
She
Ermes,
already,
go. I know if you start talking.
now I can say goodbye. She already responded to
I'm
everything.
joking.
Yeah. So no, really, we have just to put a little bit more the nail now in her, but yeah, she already responded. Are you ready?
Oh,
Do I have to start?
for the questions.
Yeah.
Let's do one by one. Okay, first question is about events at Google. So, as you know, this is one of the most common questions in Connect. Will there be another Connect Live, something similar, another event organized by Google? I know that this year we have 3 events. We spoke about that in New York. So we have New York, we have Tokyo, and we have India. But these are by direct invitation by Google. The Connect Live that everyone remembers is the one where you have to make an application. Then we post the engaging video, introduction of yourself, presentation of yourself, and more. And this puts a lot of local guys to be in a position to at least hope that they might be selected, so they have a chance of that. So more than a month of preparation, and then the excited wait, hoping to be one of those who was chosen.
Yeah.
So what you can tell us about this?
So I don't have the answer for next year. That's one thing. So it's going to be very interesting to see after this year has gone through, like what we feel about if those events were successful and if it was actually creating more frustration or more excitement than the previous version. But I think one thing that we need to remember, and the reason why we didn't do the model of being by application, is before there was a much larger team able to handle the events and the organization, and going through all of the application was actually a huge amount of work. And we had more people. So it was easier for us to do that. And at the same time, it also, I mean, in the end, everyone who submitted an application were not selected. So there's always going to be a selection to be made.
I can imagine Julie looking at the photo. It's nice. Oh, it's nice. And she gets thousands of profiles to look at.
Honestly, the feeling was super. I wasn't there at the time. It was before my time. But I know it was really, really a lot of work. And it's also kind of biased in a way. Like there's always going to be some bias into making a selection. So I think this year we wanted to try something that is less effort for people to participate, because the frustration when you actually submit a full application and you're not actually coming is also really hard to get over. So we haven't found the perfect formula, honestly, yet to decide who's going to be invited and who's not. It's also a good thing that it's not like we cannot share exactly how we pick, because otherwise there's always abuse in like, okay, I want to make sure I match those criteria just to be invited, which is not the point, obviously. And we have also to find a balance. We don't want to be inviting only the same type of people. Like we really value diversity, and we think that the community is better off with people from different perspectives and even level. Like I think in New York, for coming back from the event, like what worked really well is how the moderators that were in New York really focused in being so welcoming and inviting with other people who actually never ever had come to any Google event, and like brand new people were clearly amazed. Like the feedback was overwhelming on like, wow, people were so welcoming. It was so nice. So having a melting pot of people, and the application, it could be done, but it's a lot of work. With ultimately, we still have to make a selection. So for next year, honestly, it's still open. We might refine the process and find an in between, which would be ideal. But I don't have the answer for now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Julie. Yeah, just for example, I'm watching Tony.
Yes.
He just joined Connect Live in New York. He just took a flight 3 days before the event. He went to the airport without having a ticket.
Oh my God.
I would like to go to Luigi, Lucca. What flights you have available at the airport?
Example.
Oh, we have this flight, but there is a standby. Okay, let's wait. He
Don't do that to Tokyo.
brought his wife and his daughter as well.
God, yeah.
Okay, the standby list is clear. Let's jump to the plane. And he came and he's leaving tomorrow, right? Or Monday. To Rome.
Oh,
so
that's really
he just
good.
came for 3 days before, just catching the first flight available for Italy.
That's the power of community.
Next question.
No, not only because I want you guys to ask a question to you guys, because you cannot just sit down. I mean, the people who was attending at least one official event, please raise your hand. Cannot lie or whatever.
Joined at least one official event from Google.
Okay. So I think this is answering one part of your first introduction.
Yeah.
I mean, why you enjoy to meet? Because we enjoy to meet in any case, and we really appreciate the feedback from Google for what we do. If you see, a lot of the people that was here was also in some official event. How many of you was here in New York just a few days ago? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. You see,
Yeah.
it's a lot. So, okay, this is moving us to my question, that is meetups. I mean, meeting in person or virtually when it was not possible to meet in person has been always one of our favorite activities. And the meetup of 3 days, we saw that a lot of people was coming from New York, from other official events. But okay, people is here at their own. People is here because they enjoy to stay together, even if for some of them it's not simple or cheap. Of course, they organize it together other things. But is Google going to support in some way, not financially, but to support in some way this kind of activity like EuroMeetup, or I don't know, I'm inventing South American meetups, United States meetup, India. I mean, big countries, big regions that are moving local guys together.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's more of a Kristen question, obviously, and it's going into the future. So I cannot commit to an answer. What is interesting is that this year is a little bit special because of the global events that we are running. So the reality is that we are working with the budget, and most of the budget this year, if not all, is going to those official events. But if you remember, in the previous years, we were doing the sponsored meetups, which the reason why we didn't do this year is because we needed the budget for the bigger events. So I'm not sure what's going to happen next year, but what I'm seeing is that I think I was looking at the numbers before coming here, and what I saw is that last year, from January to June, there was only, I can't remember the exact number, but I looked at the number of approved meetups that happened across the world over that same period of time this year, and it grew at 79% compared to last year. So there's definitely, and we love to see that. Like I think, yes, virtual or in-person meetups are such a cornerstone of the community here that we definitely want to support and encourage. And we are trying to think of ways of encouraging these kind of things.
Yeah.
So there might be something fun coming. I should not commit to anything here because then I'm going to be tied to it. But we are definitely wanting to come up with ideas that encourage more people to create meetups locally, because I think it's also a part, like COVID also threw a stone in all the things, but in-person meetups, local meetups, finding ways to find who is near you is a challenge that we haven't solved yet, but is very important. It's also something that we continue to think about, like how, in a world where we have to be mindful of privacy and location, how do we keep encouraging people to meet each other in their locality? Sorry, I'm speaking for too long, apparently.
No,
But yes,
that's fine. That's fine, because this is driving me quickly to the second part of the question.
Okay.
That is, in the past, we had, just because some crazy, really not so crazy, because the first one was organized by Google, and then
We can be crazy, that's okay.
yeah, it was crazy, and some crazy local guys retaken this tradition. I'm thinking about 36 for the walk,
Yeah.
or the Google Volunteers Day. I mean, events that are local meetups happening all over the world at the same time, at the same moment. That is another way to give the sense of the community.
Yeah.
What do you have any plan for this kind of activity?
So no, it's okay, but it's something we want to celebrate. So I'm not sure, like that's part of the question I was putting on the last slide here. Like we are trying to figure out how much we should be involved in those things, that because sometimes we wonder, like maybe having like the official presence of Google is not necessarily can change the vibe a little bit. So it's hard for us to understand how much you want us involved and how much it should be really by the community, and like church and state separate sometimes, or we want to actually do things together. So to that question, what we are trying to do, because we're really impressed by those initiatives, is really to give them an opportunity to be shared and broadcasted, as we did with the video, for example, from Marco. We're doing like featuring those kind of initiatives on the homepage of Connect more and more, trying to give them the visibility they deserve. So I think that's something we are really committed to do more, is like elevating this story. Like the one we shared in New York at the panel that we talked about for accessibility, we talked about track, and there was the Chris in the room who is the lead for Google Maps. Like he was really impressed. So giving the opportunity of those great initiatives to be seen by more people and to inspire more people is really where I think we could make a difference, and we'll keep doing that.
So thank you very much. So now we have very few questions for somebody here in the room, but before that, because we just cut up a little bit our let's say presentation, because we are a little bit in delay. So what I would like to do, since Remo Santini to leave because he has some other appointments, of course we know that authorities that do have their own schedule every time, and I thank you for all the time he has been here. I would like to invite him to take a selfie all together. Of course, you were expecting to have one, so let me prepare my huge. Qui. Sì, qui, mettiamo qui vicino a Ermes, vieni qua, io poso il microfono. Yeah.
Okay, for the ones who knows Luigi, this is happening all time in this way.
Jackie, and this one as well. So everybody in the picture. Oh. Yeah.
Switch on camera, guys.
We are inside, yes, but we can see. So let's do 2, 1. Lucca. One more. One more. Yeah, great. So again, thank you very much to Remo, the responsible of the office, and thank you very much for everything you organized for us and for your availability. Yeah, thank you, Remo. Okay, so now we are going to the last part. We try Ermes. We need to finish in 13 minutes.
13 minutes.
Yes,
Okay.
because
12, because
we have another
you
activity.
already lost one.
After this one, we need to be on time for that one,
Yeah.
because they asked me to be on time.
Okay. So what do you want to start from? From you?
From me,
Yes. Okay, guys. So first of all, I want to say welcome to Luigi, because if it is true that we organize together, but yeah, he's the person that is here, and he's the resident local guy, and well, wait. Calm down. I mean,
I know, guys, I know.
I mean, well, he didn't do it so well, but
Keep low.
what I want to do and to ask is Luigi to explain to us quickly about his experience of organizing this kind of meetup so tight to the territory and so good that people wanted to move all over the world to come here. So this is what I want to know from you.
Oh, thank you. Very quickly, I'll just say a few words about the EuroMeetup, because of course we need to understand what's the EuroMeetup, why it's called like that. EuroMeetup has been an idea from our, where is Torben? Torben is here. In 2018, it just came up. Of course, yeah, we know meetups are those events there where local guys will meet each other for reviews, edits, fixing. But it came with an idea, let's make a EuroMeetup, European meetup. Let's invite people from other countries. Let's see if they're coming. It chose Cracovia, Poland, as a place, and it was a success. It was really, really, I was not there at that time, but I know that it has been very, very successfully. Then next year has been replicated by Jan in Ghent, Belgium. And then the people, they increased, the attendees, they increased, so even more success. Then, of course, there was the COVID, because we are talking about 2018, 2019, so for COVID. 2023, it has been retaken by Torben, but now in his own country, in Munich, and it was a full of success. Then he can tell something, because it was the first one where Google moderators joined. So it was even enlarging the attendees. Then last year, Adrian and Peter, they organized in their home country, Manchester, and it was really blow up. Lots of people joining. But then Adrian raised up a little bit the level of the meetup. So this was a bit more difficult for me, because then next year, where we should go, Italy, of course, why not Italy? We are Italy. Ermes, we are in Italy. Yes, I think yes.
Yes.
We have Ermes, is organizing always wine meetups in Treviso. So we said, okay, since local guys are already coming in Treviso, why not choose Lucca, where I live? And that was the decision of this EuroMeetup. Of course, the organization, we try to make the best of experience from knowing the city. It's a small city, but it's very beautiful with a lot of history, as you have seen along those 2 days. Many of you, I know that it's first time staying in Lucca, and even first time in Italy, and you have been in Lucca for the first time. So I contacted the tourism office from the city of Lucca, trying to ask some help, because of course I live in Lucca since 11 years, sorry. I'm from Naples. I know something from the city, but I'm not so expert to be a guide. And I met Antonella, who helped me unbelievable. So really, I would like to make the last days we were calling each other, I think even daily, to chat, to try to match everything. Of course, thank you, where we have been eating dinner, lunch, almost for restaurant, just except this evening. They all reserved the complete restaurant for us, as you have seen. they were closed for us. Every restaurant, even open for us. So this was been very hard. Along those 2 days, you saw me running, checking, who took this, their meeting, go there, we need to meet Antonella, we need to go there, the guide is there, the guide is there. So that's why I'm saying 30 minutes are taking a lot of time, so sorry. So it has been a very tough job.
Well, it is. It is absolutely. I can say the same from the EuroMeetup, and I know I participated also with the talking to the first one in Krakow, and then I had to give up for a couple of years. But you mentioned that for a short part of our life, we had COVID. So we had to stop everything. We had to go online. And in this moment, we had the champion of creativity popping up. Who remember Community Life? So, again, what do you want to tell us? I mean, you are probably a single example of local guide that nobody's like you. I mean, all the t-shirts of the community.
This design
is
designed
made by you. Community Life was a great idea started by you. And then, of course, a lot of people joined from the people that is here, from the one that is here on the screen. And it was amazing for everyone. But how was this experience from your point of view?
Come here, Adrian, 30 seconds. Just let me say something funny, because I read the text on the chat. Somebody, I just saw the pop-up. Somebody was saying, Adrian, you are not going to speak today. I just saw the pop-up here. So I don't know what, because I just look by my eyes. So here, Adrian. Yeah.
Sorry. I'll squeeze in here.
Excuse me, otherwise we are out of the camera.
So, what was the question?
About community and creativity.
I don't know whether you have the time for this, because I tend to talk too much. But if you don't know me, I'm Adrian. I'm a level 9 local guide from Malaysia. I've been known as a spreadsheet guy because I like my spreadsheets and it organizes things properly. And I'm recently been known as the t-shirts guy because I've been doing t-shirts for people. I think after EuroMeetup2025, people will know me as Patches. Yeah. I won't go too wide.
No.
But anyway, community-related stuff, I think it's always been fun. It helps, from my perspective anyway, to not have a job. So it really does take up so much time. So EuroMeetup 2024, last year Peter, and then this year, where we really scale things up and we have a lot of activities that involve local businesses. That takes a lot of effort in organizing and coordinating people. And obviously, this year has been even bigger than last year. So there's even more participants to shepherd around. And if you know local guides, you know that herding them around is almost impossible. Trying to get them from point A to point B has to involve extra time to stop for food, drinks, photos. They might be going down different streets and you're like, no, we're going this way. It's all sorts of stuff. So it's a challenge, but it's also very rewarding. I think for everybody here, I hope anyway that you're all here, you can appreciate that we have just such a wonderful experience together. So
Thank you very much, Adrian.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Then I would like to call a second person and we go on. So let's try to be very short. I know that on timing we are very strict. So we mentioned photos. Do you get something in mind if I mention photos?
We mentioned photo, and we know
Photos. Anybody can think, well, why the name of this year was photo at 3 going 1 point for a photo?
Do you have any suggestion if we say photo or write in the chat?
What is in the room? Yeah, outside I think it's 4 degrees. Inside I guess it's 60. They are telling me from the back. So that was the thing we are doing.
Sonia, Jesse, if you talk about photo, write in the chat.
Quickly. No, not a selfie.
Selfie time. We're talking about one person.
Photo, contributions on Google Maps.
Photo, come on, photo.
Quick.
Type name.
Quick. Quick, he's in the room. He's on the first row. Yellow shirt.
He's German.
Start with the T.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Torben, Jesse. Come here.
So we are talking about a person that is also a worker, is working for a company, and if I remember correctly, his company said he is the most unknown influencer in the world.
He has the #1 photo views in the world. And he's not influencer, #1 in the world. With
How many views?
Come here, Torben. Come here.
How many views do you have?
How many views do you have?
I have a question too. Because there's written 6.4 billion, but I received the email that I have 7.7
You have
billion.
6.7
Yeah, 7 billion.
6.4 billion.
Yeah, 6.5 billion views. It goes above any kind of influencer. It's #1 in the world. Nobody's at that number, even close to that number. So, what you would like to tell us about this?
Yeah. If you have the white team,
Very quick, very quick.
if you have the white team, please take a lot of photos and send them to. No. It's very nice and it's really exciting to take a lot of photos. And the problem is I started to load up pictures to Google Maps, but then I saw I canceled my featured picture from I visited you 2 years ago.
In Germany?
No, I visited you here in Lucca.
Yeah.
So I don't load up any more pictures because the most pictures I have featured now in Lucca. So I don't can do so many pictures and I need to think about where to load up and I first check if there's already featured.
I would just, before we leave, thank you much for it, I would just like to tell a joke about Torben. When he has 1 hour on his business trip, normally you may think, okay, I'm going to drink a beer, see something on the plate, having some shopping. He's going to the shopping mall, but not to do shopping, to make a photograph of every single business inside the shopping mall, on every single floor, and then it goes out just when it finished completely the shopping mall.
Well, guys, I have to take you to confess something. Sorry, my friend. A few weeks ago, we went to New York, and I was working on Central Park, and I took a photo of the place. And then I went to upload the photo, and I saw that the cover photo was him. Well, the second part of the secret, you have to close your hair, is that I uploaded my photo, and now the cover photo is mine. Well, next.
Next one,
Yeah,
let's do with just the last two, because we finished just last two. Very, very quick, guys. Sorry, I need to ask. So we mentioned this name already a couple of times here, this in this session, right? I've heard the name because he's known for some other kind of championship.
Yeah.
He's Italian, so we are proud. He's in this room. He's already doing this in the back of the room. So, no, it's not you, Ermes. So come on. Then I would like to call him Marco from Sardinia. He's living between Milano and Sardinia. He's originating from Sardinia. It's very well known because he met completely the Maddalena in Sardinia. So you can tell us something about this. What's this? And very quickly, please. Thank you.
Very, very quickly.
Okay,
Thank you very much. And thank you. Yeah. No, I spent my life in the winter time in Milano and summertime when it's nice in Sardinia. Sardinia is actually La Maddalena. It's a small island north of Sardinia between Sardinia and Corsica. Years ago, while I was walking, I was looking for a place and I discovered that the place was not mapped. And so I look carefully and okay, the Google car is doing their job, but in Sardinia there are so many historical trail, and I bought this one years ago and I start walking. So 225 kilometers later, 1.8
8 million viewers of my street view in Sardinia.
Wow.
I have completed this morning. I checked the number.
Yeah.
And so now this summer I need to finish the work. I still miss a couple of small islands, so I'm sure that I'm gonna finish this one. And so this is the story, and this is nice because in the summer I know that people recognize me, as recognize already me. You are the guys that you met at this one.
That's
So
very-
check the street view, do street view, and remember also French Guiana. That is the other place that I done the street view for the first time ever on the island, the Devil's Island, French Guiana in La Maddalena.
So
Thank you very much, Mark.
We mean that you do this just because in this way people recognize you.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. It's the only way. It's the only
Thank
way
you very
to have
much.
new friends. Thank you to you all.
Thank you all.
And keep doing the street view.
Actually, it was very fast. I was expecting because normally we Italians we are talking too much. So.
I need to be faster.
I know. So since it was very fast before, because we had other two people, that we would like to call here. No. You can leave on your sitting. Go on, Marco. You had yours 30 seconds. So I can call both because we have really 30 seconds. I know it will be 30 seconds because here we have another champion of something. Oh, yeah. We have another champion of something.
We don't have anyone else in the
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Replay this one.
Edwin.
Edwin? No. This one?
Ermes.
No. This one?
No.
Ermes, why? I need to call you.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, Ermes.
I would like to. We have something. When talk about.
No.
No. I don't have to go.
Yeah.
No.
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 We said no.
Huh?
We said no.
Really?
You remember? Yeah.
Not this one. The other one. You forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Hermes. I know what your mom doing. So yeah, come on.
Yeah.
So we lost 30 seconds. So we have another champion here. I'm just pointing the end somewhere because we have been talking about community photos. We have been talking about street view. There's something else as a contribution to Google Maps. What? Maybe somebody already understood who I'm talking about. Adjustments, edits. And in this room, we have a super master of edits. I don't remember the number, but he can tell me.
Well,
the number.
you may have heard because it was not on the newsletter, but it's local guides. Clean the
Back.
map.
Jan from Belgium. So, very quickly, can you tell us something about
You can
the
say
edit?
your name and go.
Yeah. No, Local Guides Clean the Maps is a project that everybody can contribute because if a new business comes in on the market, obviously the owner will create the point of interest on the map. But then the business closes because they retire or they are bankrupt. Nobody will remove this. So the map is full of obsolete information that can be removed. And these are also removing something is also an edit, which gives you 5 points. With I have reached level 10 basically only with edits. So I have more than 20,000 edits. Mile times 5 is 100,000 points. So that's
20,000 edits. Wow.
Yeah, almost 28,000.
20. Great job. Thank you very much, Jan. And then something else.
No, now the list is finished.
Yeah. Now, I would like also to mention another project because Jan mentioned the Clean the Map. That's his project about the edit. Clean the Map means correct information. Clean the Map from wrong information, from not correct information. But in the local guides community, we do also another very beautiful program, let's say like that, campaign, which is called Accessible Life. And now you can understand what I'm talking about from the name. We have somebody also connected remotely, which are part of that program. And the guy who created, guys watching outside, he's very shy, you understood? He created this.
No, he's not very shy. Is
With Ermes. So Ermes, please 30 seconds because if you start talking, you talk for 5 minutes.
So thank you very much. I'm
Man,
happy.
yeah,
I'm happy to
the
see
camera.
all of you here today. I'm happy you decided to come in this place. And yes, really, I would like to end here, but I promise Antonella that we will try to do something also for the botanical garden. What I can say here is that we have many people, many champions like Erna, that, congratulations, Erna, that are thinking that as a local guide we can do and add a lot of information. And accessibility is one of them. It's very easy to add accessibility inside. It's very difficult to add accessibility outdoor because most of the people think that accessibility is annoying. I mean, we are just thinking about for people in wheelchair that are just disturbing us. No, we are not becoming younger. And if we replace, and I tell you this seriously, I will take short time, but I want to tell you this seriously. If we replace disability with limited mobility, with something related to age or other issues, we can understand that the business, the amount of people involved in this business is huge. And this is what, as a local guide, we need to explain to businesses, make it accessible, because otherwise you are going in the future to lose a lot of business. And think about it. And then, if you really want to cooperate, comes to connect. I can spend a week to talk about accessible life, and I will not be able to finish. Comes to connect, read the post, talk to me, or talk to me later, or talk to Erna, and we will explain what accessible life is, how to contribute in this, how to make your area, the informational area of in your area, more accessible for the people in need of with difficult of moving. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ermes. So we need to close the session because we are a bit late. So I would like to thank you everybody for joining this session. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. You have been enjoying, getting something about the city, about the local guides, about the EuroMeetup, about those champions. I would like to thank you again, everybody joining the EuroMeetup, the Comune di Lucca, Antonella, the Assessore Remo Santini. I need to thank you also the Fondazione Puccini Experience, and the Puccini Museum for in the name of Luigi, its director, because he also helped us making the tour about knowing Puccini, this great singer known all over the world, and who was born and lived here in Lucca. I would like to thank you all the restaurants, whoever helped us to organize everything. I don't know, I'm for sure missing something, but we need to close. So again, thank you very much. And one last item, don't forget to take the gift from the City of Lucca. We have some stickers over there which Julie brought for you, and we have also the posters of Connect Live New York, where you can buy a very nice bracelet, of course, by Adrian, because graphics are by Adrian, which Jan printed and brought to us. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for the people who connect remotely, and bye-bye.
Thank you for joining online and offline.